going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well today. So today we've got one box of 1989 Donruss baseball. So these cards, if you've collected baseball cards, especially back in the 80s, everyone's familiar with these cards. I think this set, this 1989 Donruss, may have been produced more than almost any other card in existence. These things were everywhere when I was a kid. I mean, I was buying packs, I was buying rack packs, I was getting them for birthdays and Christmas. So it was really easy to complete this set. And of course, if you know this set, the one card that everyone is generally after is the Ken Griffey Jr rookie card. And I definitely had a couple of those. This is going to be a fun box because there's just a lot of nostalgia here because, again, I remember collecting these as a kid, as a lot of us did. I have not really gone through any of these cards since probably 25 years ago when I pretty much got rid of all of them. So this is the first time I'll be opening up these packs since my childhood, and really just going through these cards at all. The cool thing about Donruss, you can see on the box here, there's some MVP cards. I don't know if they're going to show them, but if you're familiar with Donruss, yeah, they don't have any pictures. There's the Diamond Kings set, which has been around since like the early 80s. And pretty much every year, Donruss has inserted them as either a subset, which in the 89 Donruss, that was a subset, or eventually later on in the 90s, it started becoming insert cards and had more value, but there were always neat cards to collect, so look forward to pulling out some of the Diamond Kings. But we're certainly after that Ken Griffey Jr rookie. There's some other great rookies in here. There's Gary Sheffield, Randy Johnson's another big one. There is Kurt Schilling, Craig Biggio, John Smoltz. There's even Greg Jeffries, which no big deal today, but certainly that was definitely a hot card back in the early 80s. I think his rookie card actually was 88, but I know the 89, there's a Donruss rated rookie of Greg Jeffries. So that was a popular card too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to it. All right, so here we go. We got our box open, and we got a couple stands out. So the cards that are definitely going to be getting stand are the Griffey rookies. Definitely, like I said earlier, looking for those. And I think Randy Johnson rookie card deserves a stand as well. And, there's probably several others that deserve to go up there. They won't all get up there, but certainly the Griffey and I think Randy Johnson for sure. So let's go ahead and get started with our first pack. So 26, I didn't realize there were that many MVP cards. So that's one of the subsets. Of course, I mentioned the Diamond Kings. You get this Warren Spawn puzzle. I think there, 3 pieces in every pack. And then there's 15 cards. And I remember, even getting enough of these packs and the rack packs and all when I was a kid that I ended up completing the puzzle. So there's a sort of a Diamond King. All 26 Diamond Kings on high gloss. Oh, that's a large size Diamond Kings. Huh. That's kind of cool. Be fun to find those today. So yeah, I'm actually somewhat interested in getting these puzzle pieces again, just because it would be cool to kind of get the puzzle again and maybe frame it. I know a lot of people did that. It was a little cheesy, but still kind of fun. Better than just, throwing them all in the garbage, which it pretty much is garbage. But let's go ahead and get into our first pack. So these are, the wax packs. So this one's opening up really easy. So we may see a little bit of residue on some of these cards, but hopefully nothing serious. So there's our first puzzle piece. Go ahead and throw that on the side. All right, now the thing that's really difficult about these cards, you can see this one's already got a corner bent. These black borders always produce a lot of chipping. So to get one of these cards, especially the Ken Griffey Jr. in a PSA 10 is going to be really tough. Here's our first Diamond King, Chris Sabo. So I'm going to start a little Diamond King pile right there. But yeah, to get any of these cards in that high grade, here's a Don Mattingly, which is super nice. So I'm examining this while I'm talking about it. This actually is pretty good shape. You know, nice crisp corners. The centering's not perfect. It's pretty darn close, but the left border is a little less than the right border. But there's very, very little chipping here. So this is actually a really nice condition card as far as I'm concerned. Probably a 9, probably not a 10. But 80s Don Mattingly cards are always nice. Definitely a awesome player in the 80s. But yeah, to get a Ken Griffey Jr. in a 10, really, really tough. And so I think those cards are going in a 10, you know, a couple $100. I haven't looked recently, but yeah, it really dips down. Here's our first MVP of Joe Carter. It really dips down in value when you hit a 9 because they're just a lot more common. So that's the hard thing about these cards. And that's kind of the fun thing about it is heavily produced as these cards are. There's so many out there. It's hard to find them in top grade sometimes. So that can be the chase. That can be, oh, here we go right off the bat. Second pack, Ken Griffey Jr. Unfortunately, though, you can see we've got this odd bump here. It's like it just didn't get cut very well, which is a shame because otherwise it's very nice condition. Just some minor, gosh, it's like super minor chipping. That would have been a great card if it weren't for that awkward bump right there. So yeah, I don't think there's any way to rub that down. Yeah. It's just it's a nasty little corner, so I'm afraid that's not going to get a high grade there. But I am rebuilding. Well, I shouldn't say rebuilding. I had a Ken Griffey Jr. collection when I was a kid. I got rid of all of it, so I'm kind of starting over. And I've got these really nice holders I got. You might be familiar with these magnetic holders. Actually, I'll show you how this. Let me pull up another one here. Show you how this works in case you're curious. So really easy to deal with. It's a magnet here at the top, and this has two little tabs that just kind of slide in, and then you can see it just nicely secures. So it's really easy to open, close. You just lay the card flat in there. I love how they've cut out this edging so that it takes care of the edges, the corners of the cards. So I've loaded up on a whole stack of these, and any Ken Griffey Jr.'s I'm getting. Just adding to the personal collection. Even though this isn't in a great shape and most people may not bother with it, I'm still going to add it to the personal collection, and I'm going to stick them in these really nice cases. But they're the only cards that are going to get those nice cases today. So it's exciting to hit a Griffey Jr. so early. It's a little disappointing with the condition, but I have a feeling we're going to hit at least one more in this box. There's a Roger Clemens. Overall, these cards are looking pretty nice, though. I'm really not seeing this one's terribly off-center, so you can see how centering can be an issue, too. But I'm not really seeing the horrible chipping, you know, that I've heard about. There's a Steve Bedrosian Diamond King. Love the Diamond Kings, so I'm going to put them aside. Why not? Even the Diamond King checklist. We'll add that to the stack. And I don't believe I finished that initial pack. This is the pack that was laying down in front of me that the Griffey Jr. was in. I didn't finish going through that. And no one else in there. But yeah, so far, condition-wise, pretty happy. So I recently just picked up 4 boxes of these. There was a seller on eBay who had, I think, a case, and he had 4 boxes left, and good price. And when you buy, you know, from one person, there's a Kirby Puckett MVP, a little off-centered. A lot of times when you buy from the same vendor, you can get a good deal on the shipping too. So really good price on these. You know, generally I've seen a lot of people sell these around $30 to $50 at most. I probably wouldn't pay more than that. But it's just, they're everywhere. There's so many of these. You're not gonna have a hard time getting them for a good price. I think you're guaranteed to get at least one Griffey in every box. And like I said earlier, the chase is finding a good condition. The funny thing is that, you know, so many of these cards I'm looking at are in pretty good shape, you know. And this happens a lot lately when I'm going through boxes. Doesn't matter if it's baseball, basketball, doesn't matter what company the card is. But it's like when I hit some of the better stars. Here we go, Gary Sheffield rookie. That's looking nice. A little off center, but pretty nice. When I'm hitting some of these stars, you know, I got all these cards that are in great shape. And then I hit a good card. Mike Schmidt, that's nice. Wade Boggs. It seems like whenever I hit a good card, you know, like that Griffey, there's some odd, you know, damage or something. It's like, I mean, I don't want to go down the route of saying that these cards were repacked, you know, and someone just stuck that in to make me feel good, you know, and they didn't want it because it was a damaged Griffey. But yeah, it's just weird how that happens. I have that happen a lot, but not always. It's another rated rookie. Fernando Valenzuela. So these were not individual, these boxes were not cellophane wrapped. I don't think they ever were. I know there's companies, is it BBC or something, BBCE? I'm confusing it now with the TV channel. But BBC News, yeah. But I know that there's outfit out there that you can send, nice, Tony Gwynn, MVP. You can send wax boxes to, and they can authenticate them, and then they'll send them back wrapped in a cellophane, proving that it's authentic, you know. But I don't think anyone's going to do that for this kind of product. I could be wrong because, you know, the Griffey rookie is highly sought after, but one could argue, you know, that these wax packs are very easy to repack. That was Robin Unit. But I feel like, you know, I'm just kind of, I digress now. Based off the fact that, you know, that Griffey was, had a little bit of damage on it. But, hey, we're going to keep going through these packs. And we're going to see if we can pull one that's in nice condition. So eventually, I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 3 boxes. If I'm going to open up, I won't do them in this video, but there's Ozzie Smith MVP. I don't know if I want to open those up, you know, shortly after this one, or give it some time, maybe sit on them for a while. I just can't see this product really going up in value. I can see a high grade Griffey Jr, you know, going up in value, but as far as the boxes themselves, I just don't see that really happening. So we're getting, you know, MVP, Diamond King, almost every pack. But, you know, we read, here's a Ricky Henderson. That's very cool. There's that Greg Jeffries rookie, which had been super nice back in the day. Off-centered. But good condition otherwise until I drop it. I think I just dinged it right there. It's got a little white speck anyways, so. But yeah, there was like, what did we read? 26 MVP, and then I'm not sure how many Diamond Kings, but yeah, it'd be nice to get that whole, not so much the MVP, but the Diamond Kings have always been popular, so it'd be nice to get that whole set. I'm sure with 4 boxes, I'll have no problem doing that. No problem at all. So it's a fairly easy product to go through in terms of, you know, getting the packs open. I can feel the residue. I don't think you can see a little bit of that wax, you know, so hopefully that didn't happen on a nicer card. Here's the Darryl Strawberry MVP. And of course, you know, these cards from the 80s had no Pete Harness rookie. They're just, you know, the simple cardboard, so they're not gonna stick or brick or anything like that. They're not annoying like Upper Deck, where every other card is upside down and backwards. And of course, I say that here. Well, see, they're all the same direction, so we're good. Kirby Puckett MVP. I think that's our second one. Yeah, so I mean, these are just real nice, easy cards to go through. I like, yeah, so I like that they're all going the same direction, the same order. Just makes for a more pleasant experience. But you can see a lot of these. Here's an Eddie Murray. But yeah, just a lot of commons. You know, I'd probably pass on some people that were pretty good players. You know, mostly going for the superstars or the top rookies. Otherwise, yeah, most of these packs, you know, we got another Griffey already. And this one is looking better. It doesn't have that weird... there is some damage, though, right there where my thumb is. I'm trying to get it to focus, but you can see it. Little issue right there. Darn. Well, so far, 2 Griffies. Both are damaged a little bit. I'm still gonna stick them in the holders. Gonna add them to the collection, but certainly not going to get, not going to send either one of those off to get graded. My guess is the best. I've not sent anything yet to be graded. It's just, you know, what I've seen online, following, researching, all that stuff. My educated guess, absolute best those would come back at would be 8s, which at that point, you know, that's going to be a very common grade and probably not valued much more than the price and the time it takes to send it off. So yeah, I mean, if you've not done any grading, and I'm pretty much referring to PSA. There's other grading services, some that arguably up and coming and getting better, but PSA seems to be still the standard. I think most people will tell you, I mean, unless it's just a really, really rare card, most people will tell you, you know, you don't want to send it off unless it has a chance of being a 10. Send it off if there's a chance of being a 10, expect to get a 9. I think that's sort of the safe rule. There's a Cecil Fielder. Trying to figure out what that is. That's some weird surface issue there. Huh. And of course this one's at the back of the pack, so you can see there's some wax residue. But yeah, I'm putting together some cards. A collection here that maybe at the turn of the year, after Christmas, when things start calming down, I'll do my first PSA submission. Probably create a video, go through each of those cards one at a time, kind of get a closer look and explain why I'm sending them in and what grade I expect. I mean, like I said earlier, I wouldn't send them in unless there wasn't a chance of getting a 10. But I'm going to be realistic, too, because, like I said, you have to go in hoping for a 10, but realistically expecting that you're going to get a lot of 9s. It's kind of cool. You can see what the whole puzzle looks like. The Warren Spahn puzzle. Here's Andre Dawson, MVP. Here's a Curt Schilling rookie. It's off-centered. Right border is thicker, tiny little ding. So, not perfect, but pretty cool nonetheless. Get that rookie card. And a Tony Gwynn Diamond King. So we're slowly racking up the Diamond Kings. Hey, this has been a great box so far. Especially to hit 2 Griffey rookies. And we're only about halfway through. You know, a little disappointing that they're not super high grade, but again, if they were all 10s, they wouldn't be worth anything. And that's part of the reason I got 4 boxes, because gosh, I mean, I'm trying to think what I got for it, the 4 boxes for. I think after shipping and all, it was just about $100 for all 4. And all it takes is 1 Griffey in a PSA 10 to not only get your money back, but then some. So it can be a good investment. Who'd ever thought that 89 Donruss would be a great investment? But yeah, if you can hit, oh nice, Mark McGuire, it's looking pretty good. Followed by a Craig Biggio rookie, also looking pretty good. So some nice condition cards here. If only we could do that on the Griffies and the Schillings and all. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to think that, you know, you can get 1 Griffey in a high grade and boom, you're doing pretty well. So it's cool to make something out of this junk wax into something that's not only fun, but possibly a good investment. And but like I said, I'm just working on my Griffey collection, and someday I'll send off the better Griffies for to get graded, but not anytime soon, because I'm just gonna hold on to them for years, see what happens. Still haven't hit a Randy Johnson. Yeah, Andres Galarraga, Diamond King and MVP. Yeah, still haven't hit that Randy Johnson rookie. Would be nice to get one of those in this box. I think there's also John Smoltz still looking for. There's a nice Jose Canseco 40/40 club. Of course, Jose Canseco was extremely collectible in 1989. He was one of my favorite players, and there was a cool 40/40 card they put out for him, in addition to his base card. 40 home runs, 40 steals, I believe. So that's a cool little card. Nolan Ryan's another one. I love to collect the 1980s Nolan Ryan cards. I like any Nolan Ryan card, but it was really fun to collect. There's a Mattingly Diamond Kings. It just feels right. Diamond Kings, 1980s. Don Mattingly, 1980s. Those two go very well together. They proved me wrong. Here's a pack that's got a little, someone from Upper Deck got their hands on. All right, well, we're going through this box pretty quickly. We're about 2/3 of the way done. I don't know if we're gonna hit another Griffey. I thought maybe 1 in a box, 2 if we're lucky. 3 would be unheard of. Well, not unheard of, but I just think that would be. I think we've hit 3 Fernando Valenzuela, so we can certainly hit 3 of. Certainly hit 3 of some people. But yeah, how cool would it be to get a PSA 10? And you know what? I could say it's a PSA 10, it'd still come back as a 9 or an 8. You just never know. Another Ricky Henderson. Another Bobby Bowe Diamond King. That's our second one. Joe Carter MVP. So starting to hit more and more duplicates. I'm not sure how many cards are in the whole set. I would imagine it's a pretty big set of cards. But yeah, I haven't hit any. Oh, this card's iconic to me because I have it autographed by Rick Mailer. And the reason I have it autographed was a few years later, in the early 90s, he retired. And he was actually one of my Little League coaches down in South Florida. So I actually have this card signed by him. It was one of the very, very few things I kept. Ah, I forgot Jose Canseco had an MVP card. Sweet. I don't think I've ever had that. Not very well centered and some little surface issue there, but still cool to have. And in the same pack, we got a base Jose Canseco. Nice. A little off-centered, but pretty cool. Would love to get that 40-40. I don't know. I like that 40-40 card the most. But yeah, the Rick Mailer card, one of the very few cards I kept, and it makes sense. You know, it was personalized to me. We're down to only about 6 or so packs left. So another Curt Schilling. This one's looking really nice. It's not perfectly centered, but it's pretty darn close. Tiny little ding there. So tiny, but you know, if a 10 is to be flawless, that's probably going to be a 9. I don't think I would grade the Schilling rookie. I don't think it's that popular. Gosh, it would really have to be a 10. Otherwise, I think I'm not really going to make out. Unless you just want it for your collection, to have it in the pretty PSA holder. A third Griffey in the box. No way. This is the best looking one, I can tell right away. Well, there's a tiny white speck. You see that? And it's not coming off. Oof. But other than that, it's sweet condition. It is nice. So I'm going to get another holder here. And we're going to stick it in. But that's definitely the best of the 3. Yeah. So there we are. 3 Griffies in one box. We're not even done with the box. Super exciting. Heck yes. That is worth it. The fact that there are 3. You know, 2 that weren't top grade. Yeah. Not bad. 3, I'm happy now. That's exciting. Especially when this third one's I think the third one could pass as a 9. I would say that would grade as a 9. Would it be worth sending off? I mean, if it's my best Griffey rookie, I'd do it. And mainly just because he's my favorite player and I'm, you know, putting a collection together, sure. For investment purposes, you know, might make a few bucks. Last 3 packs. So yeah, we whipped through this pretty quickly. I'm almost tempted to go through a second box, but now I'm going to save it for another time. Maybe in the next video, since we're whipping through these quickly, I might do 2 boxes in one video. See how many more Griffies we can get. Kind of back where we started in the beginning. Chris Sabo. I think this is our 3rd Puckett. That one's, goodness gracious, that's terrible on the centering. That's almost cool just because it's that bad. It's so bad it's good. Kind of like a movie. It's so bad it's good. 2 packs left to go. I'm surprised we have not hit a Tony Gwynn, Diamond King. We have not hit a Randy Johnson rookie. Definitely one of my favorite pitchers, but I mean, I would certainly take some extra Griffies over no Randy Johnsons. Here we are in our final pack. Let's see. Can we end strong? I feel like, you know, we've already kind of ended strong. This is just bonus here. This is icing on the cake, maybe. Got Rubbin Yunt. But yeah, it looks like we're not going to end super strong. But hey, sweet deal. Sweet box. So I'm used to... Oh, I got some wax there. Huh. I'm used to pulling out much thicker stacks of cards. These are the only ones I decided to keep, and I'm talking about base cards now. Really didn't hit. I think we got 2 shillings in there. We didn't get the McGuire 40/40. Yeah, there's the other shilling. Yeah, I got 1 Gary Sheffield rookie. Didn't hit the Randy Johnson, but you know, it's kind of interesting how we ended up with 3 Griffies. Got more wax here. This is a stack of Diamond Kings. There was certainly, this is every Diamond King we got. I certainly pulled out even the duplicates and all. And these MVPs, which most of these weren't huge names. Canseco is cool. It's not well centered. But, you know, Kevin Gross, some of these guys, Alvin Davis. You know, I don't think they were huge. Kirby Puckett, definitely. Ozzie Smith, but and we got some duplicates. So some of those cards may not be worth anything to anyone. I liked pulling them. But what it comes down to are the big three. The big three. So let's look at these one more time. And of course, I've got them in these cases, so it's hard to probably see. But this was the first one we got. This one right here. And so it's got that little bump there. So other than that, it's actually a really nice card. The corners are sharp. The centering's nice. I mean, if it wasn't for that, this could have been pretty much a perfect card. That's just such a bummer because that was such a rare thing. I just haven't seen extra cardboard on many cards before. The second one we got was nice. But then it had this damage right there. You can barely see it. I'm getting a lot of reflection. But, yeah, there it is. You can see it now better. So that's not good. I mean, that looks like someone took a thumbnail and dug into it. So, you know, that's just as bad. This is the last one we got. And, of course, the strongest card. The only thing about it, and it's so tiny, you can't even probably see it now, but there's a little white speck there. I tried rubbing that earlier. It didn't come off. That would be a little surface issue, and that would keep it from being flawless. So, in my opinion, this probably gets a 9. I might still send it off. But we got 3 more boxes to go through, so it'll be interesting to see how many we get in these next boxes. I was not expecting 3. I was expecting 1, no doubt, and probably 2 to be honest. But 3 is just that's a nice bonus. So be interesting to see how many in the next several boxes. All right, well there it is. 3 Griffey Juniors, 1 box. That's a good deal. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure you stay tuned. I don't know how soon, but hopefully soon I'll get another video of this 89 Donruss, and I'm thinking we'll do 2 boxes in the same video next time, since this was a pretty quick pull. Yeah, we'll just see how many Griffey Juniors we can keep stacking up. All right, thanks for following, guys. Make sure you subscribe and like, and look forward to seeing you again in the next video.